Peacemaker. So Peacemaker is a spin-off TV show here on HBO Max from The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, who wrote all episodes while completing the film during the pandemic. And James Gunn directed that. He's back, and Peacemaker is Christopher Smith, played by John Cena, and John Cena described, I actually do like the character of. I actually did like him in the Suicide Squad, but yeah, it's exactly what as um, John Cena described. John Cena described Peacemaker as this douchey Captain America, like this patriotic, this strong and tough character, but he's also a dick. And this series, that takes place after the film, it further explores the character of Christopher Smith, Peacemaker, his father, this little Black Ops group, and yeah, here we are. This show blends comedy and emotion together so well. I would say I don't know if I would say it's almost perfect. All right, it's almost perfect, and I loved it. I love this fucking show. It's amazing. I love it. And when this show started, it's Christopher Smith, Peacemaker, is that douchebag, that dick from the Suicide Squad. But then over the course of the first season, he starts bonding with the other characters of this Black Ops group, this Black Ops team, and he starts bonding with them, and they start developing, more of a friendship. And Vigilante, I love Vigilante. Freddy Stroma played him so well. The actor playing Vigilante, or Adrian Chase. I do remember Adrian Chase from Arrow, but that one is more. Arrow is more of a dramatic TV show, with a couple humor here and there. But this one is like a full. It's a comedy. This show is mostly comedy. It's a comedy action TV show, and the character of when it comes to, actually, let me finish Christopher Smith, Peacemaker. He starts off as this douchebag, this superhero, super villain worlds, this douchebag. And at the end of the first season, he becomes, he develops and evolves into this superhero. And, Rick Flag, if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, spoiler alert, in that movie, Peacemaker kills Rick Flag, and then his final words, Peacemaker, what a joke. It has a huge impact on Peacemaker throughout the series. It's like it's haunting him, and he starts, realizing that it's true. Like, everyone hates him. Everyone hates me for what I did, for who I am. And yeah, so they started to, but so yeah, I love that. I love that about how his final words are haunting him, and he's trying to deal with it too. And then moving on with the cast list, I'm scrolling through the cast list. By the way, yeah, definitely there will be spoilers. Spoiler alert for the show. Whatever comes to my mind, I will be opening up and talking about it. So, Adebayo, I love this little Black Ops group. I love Adebayo. I love Harcourt. I love Myrn. I love Economos, Vigilante, Peacemaker. I love all of our main cast. Adebayo, we've later find out, is the daughter of Amanda Waller and a member of this Project Butterfly this Black Ops team. And, she has this different view from Peacemaker, and I just love their friendship throughout this show. And Adebayo, she really is the heart of this team. Well, not just the team, but like the series. And I just love him. You know, different characters with different personalities and backgrounds, all like coming together. I love that. So yeah, and then moving on, as I said earlier, Freddy Stroma as Adrian Chase Vigilante. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love him. Like he's very different from like the Arrow or like the comics or whatever. Because of the thing, because of the tone of, the tone and the genre of the show, he's more of a he's more of a sociopath. So yeah, I love the one episode. I believe it was episode four, where it was the episode. Anyway, it was the episode. If I'm mistaken, then it was the episode where he tries to get himself into jail to kill Peacemaker's dad, who we'll talk about later. And he's sitting down with all these these white racist motherfuckers, and he's just trying to blend in, and then he's like saying, we should all go around and then talk about how black people impacted, American culture, or something like that. And I love it. Like, he's giving them shit and he's beating the shit out of them. I was like, that, I loved it. That was my favorite Vigilante scene out of all of them. I loved it. That made me love the character. And then we go back. But at the end of the day, Vigilante is really, I kind of see him more as an idiot. He really is a stupid idiot, a psychopathic idiot. But yeah, like, he doesn't understand sarcasm, like, seriously. And then he's like making jokes and humor at like the wrong moment, at the wrong time. And I'm like, dude, seriously, this is a very dramatic and serious moment. Can you not please tell a joke? All right, can we just please, like, seriously? So yeah, so I see him as this idiotic psychopath, hilarious psychopath. That's how I see Vigilante. And then moving on, we got Mern, who is a mercenary and the leader of Project Butterfly, who reports directly to Amanda Waller. And then we find out later, in a later episode, that he is a butterfly himself. And I was so sad that Mern died. Mern did not make it at the end of this season. Like, I loved his character. I loved him so much, and the actor playing him did such an amazing job. And then moving on, we got Harcourt, who was from the Suicide Squad. And she's like this, she's a cold, Jennifer Holland, who, by the way, is dating, I don't know if she's married, but she's definitely in a relationship with James Gunn. Jennifer Holland described her as a cold-hearted bitch. and that's what she is. She's a cold-hearted bitch, who's like, pretty deadpan. She has this emotionless face. She's very serious. But then, the other members, including Peacemaker, especially Peacemaker, starts, they start opening her up a little bit more, and she starts smiling more. So yeah, she goes from serious, stone cold seriousness to, like, she starts opening it up. And even though I felt like a little romance between her, Harcourt, and Christopher Smith, Peacemaker, I'm glad that, I accepted, and I'm glad that they didn't they didn't have a romantic relationship at the end. Maybe like in a future season, but for now, they just started opening up. And then Economos, who's also from the Suicide Squad, coming back. And I love him. And then there's like this running joke with his dyed beard. And we find out, and then he gets bullied. And, there was like this. He gets bullied by Peacemaker about his beard, and then in the final episode, season one, um, of this season, we find out why he dyed his beard. And it was like, oh, buddy. I was like, he's dyed his beard because what? Like one of the detective officer was like, why did this human dye his beard? And then he starts opening up because he thought it would, make him more young and more handsome. He doesn't have a girlfriend or something like that. I was like, oh, buddy. He's like spilling out the truth. And, you saw the look on Peacemaker's face, like, oh man, I felt so bad for. He didn't say anything, but like his eyes, like John Cena's eyes, like, I feel so bad for bullying him and making fun of his beard. And then Robert Patrick playing his Peacemaker's father, August Smith, the White Dragon. Oh my God, what an asshole of a father! He's racist, who supplies his son with technology. It's just like, oh my God, like he doesn't care about his son. The only reason that they're working together is because they have one goal in common, and that's it. And then we got these two detectives officers, as I mentioned before. One of them becomes like, I guess, the main villain of the season, Goff, and Goff, is a butterfly who goes inside one of the female police detective and she becomes a new host for the butterfly leader. And then there's this thing with a cow. The cow looked very adorable and cute, but at the same time looked disgusting and like weird and gross. So yeah, the cow. So yeah, this show, I almost said movie again. This show has the best. This show has the best intro I have ever seen in television. It is amazing. It is hilarious. Like the first time I saw the intro, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, what is this? This is amazing. Oh my God. Like all of the cast members dressed up in their costumes, doing this dance choreography. I was like, this is amazing. This is splendid. And then that final episode, holy shit. The Justice League showed up. Oh my God, we got Superman, we got Aquaman, we got The Flash, Wonder Woman. Unfortunately, Gal or Henry didn't come back to reprise their role. Superman and Wonder Woman, you can tell that it's just that they're just stand-in actors, they're silhouettes. But Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller did come back. Like, we saw them having them. I'm so fucking sick of that rumor. It's not a rumor. Fuck you, Barry. It feels so weird having a PG-13 character dropping an F word. Like, can you imagine, like, Captain America showing up in, like, I don't know, The Punisher, and then he says the F word, like Chris Evans dropping the F-bomb? I don't know, it feels weird hearing Aquaman saying the F word, because we never hear him. I mean, yeah, he does swear, but his movie Aquaman is rated PG-13, and yeah, PG-13 movies, typically you can drop the F word just one time. Any more than that, then you're gonna have to change the whole rating to rated R. But yeah, it was so good to see, and I understand why Ben Affleck didn't come back, because Michael Keaton. We're moving forward with DC with Michael Keaton, with The Flash, which is coming soon, and then also the Batgirl movie, which is also coming soon. And then of course there's a lot of Ray Fisher, Cyborg, WB drama in the past, so I understand why those two didn't come back. But yeah, it was just so awesome seeing the Justice League, because we know they exist. Like, this show is a spin-off of the Suicide Squad, which mentions Superman and and a little bit of the Justice League. We know they exist. They live in the same world as they, so they got to be somewhere out there. And here they are, too late to show up. But yeah, I didn't know Peacemaker had like a bunch of helmets, and each helmet's had a different ability. I thought it was just a helmet. Like in the Suicide Squad, it was just a helmet. Like it had no ability. But this one, but he uses, each helmet has a different ability, and it's hilarious. Some of them are hilarious, and some of them are just ridiculous. Like one has scabies, the other one is a human rocket. One of them is like an anti-gravity helmet, and one of them can allow him to breathe underwater. So yeah. This show isn't perfect. I like I said, well, I didn't like the character of Judo Master. Judo Master is just there to, let's talk about Judo Master. Judo Master is there to kick the main, all of our main characters, our main cast, their asses. Just that's it. And they kick his ass. Like, it just goes back and forth. It just goes back and forth, and don't get me wrong, it does deliver some hilarious and amazing action scenes, especially him, Judo Master versus Harcourt, in that one hotel room, in the 7th episode, like the second to the last episode. But yeah, he's just there to eat hot Cheetos and kick their asses. We don't get to see a backstory. We don't know anything much about him, his real name, nothing. So yeah. So anyway, I think I've rambled on about Peacemaker. Let me know what you thought about Peacemaker if you've seen it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking your time to listening to my review. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see all of you lovely people really soon.